I look like a man, but that's gonna all come together in the end. So today I am going to be doing a makeup look. More than likely, because I like to listen to music when I'm doing my makeup, I'm probably going to do a voiceover, but I'm just gonna record myself in the process of me doing me makeup. I feel like I need to go get something to listen to music to, because I don't think I can record and listen to music at the same time, but it's gonna all come together. If you would like to see how I achieve the look of actually looking like a girl, like a woman, just keep watching. Yeah. So, welcome to the world of voiceovers. It literally just took me 15 minutes to figure out how to do this, but we're here now, and here we go. So right now what I'm doing is my brows. Sometimes I do my brows different ways, but today I'm using a pencil to kind of outline them, and then I'm going to go in with a eyeshadow to fill them in. I'm going in with Central Park from the Jaclyn Hill palette. I really enjoy this. Please do not mind the way my palettes look. They are a little dirty, but you know, it's just all in the name of makeup. There's nothing else wrong with them outside of that. So right now what I'm doing is just kind of like filling them in, checking them, and yeah. Now one thing with doing this makeup look, it's not a tutorial, strictly because I had the mirror in my face the whole time. Okay, it's my first time doing it, so I'm going to have to figure out how to, like, you know, do my makeup with the mirror not all in front of my face, blocking the camera. I don't see how people do it with the like using the camera as a mirror, the viewfinder, but you know, what can you do? Now we're gonna go in with some concealer. I love the LA Girl concealer. I use the color Toast. We're gonna go in there and carve out and clean up our eyebrows. I know bushy brows are in right now, but I just like the look of a clean, precise brow. That's just my personal preference. So right now what I'm gonna do is apply that on top and underneath the brow bone, and kind of like buff it in with my finger. Now what I'm going to do is apply that same color to my eyelids to serve as an eye primer for me to go ahead and apply my eyeshadow look for today. And we're just going to use a brush to buff that in. Alright, so now we're going to pick up the Morphe times Jaclyn Hill Dark Magic palette. I like this palette a lot. It's so beautiful. We're going to take the color Inside Job and we're going to put it all over the lid. I know now it looks so crazy, so crazy, but I promise it's going to come together in the end. Please don't judge me. I know the palette's dirty. So now we're going into the original Jaclyn Hill palette, and we're going to use the color Jax. I like to use the color Jax as a transition shade. It looks really good on me personally as a transition shade, especially when I'm using darker colors. It's absolutely beautiful. So what I'm doing is working that into my crease, and then I'm gonna go back and touch up my Inside Job on my lids, but we're gonna work that into our crease and blend it out. Like, I can't speak enough about the importance of blending. So we're just gonna blend and blend that out until it kind of looks seamlessly blended together. Alright, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some setting spray and go into the Dark Magic palette again and pick up Trickery. We're going to dab that onto the eye. We're spraying our fingers and putting it onto our eye just so we can kind of get that foil look. Dude, I really need to be fired, like, for having this palette in front of my face like the whole time. You can't see what I'm doing. I promise. I'm sorry. It's gonna get better. I'm gonna get better. I promise. But do you see how that's popping? Yeah, that's popping. It is. So now what we're gonna do is we're picking up some Jax on our blending brush once more, and we're gonna blend that out after we apply that Trickery onto the lid. So we're kind of just going back and forth doing that and blending it together just so it can look nice, you know, because that's what we want. So now what we're gonna do is we're going to add some LA Colors liquid eyeliner. Basically what we are doing is putting a thin line on our lash line, and it helps us prep for falsies, to be honest. I really, sometimes I can go without it, but for this look I decided to add it. Now going back into the Dark Magic palette, we're going to mix Shh and Poof, and we're going to highlight our brow bone. Usually I like to go in with the lightest matte shades and mix two colors in to get that perfect highlight for my brow bone, and buff it out with my fingers. That's just personally what I like to do. Now what we're going to do is go in with Diversion, and we're going to highlight our inner tear ducts and also take a little bit of that and go underneath the arch of our brows. Oh girl, and more blending never hurt nobody. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add a face primer. This one that I'm using is by e.l.f. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not great. The only thing that really bothers me about this primer here is the smell. I'm an oily person, so I just need something to keep me matte, and it does that, so can't really complain about that. We're gonna go in with two NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundations. I believe the colors that I'm using are Walnut Deep and Walnut. So we're going to put some dots, and we're going to buff that out with a brush, only because I couldn't find my sponge. So we're doing that right there, and then we already know again that I need to be fired for the terrible job that I am doing with covering my face with the mirror. It's just not good. But you know, again, first time, you know, I'm learning, and I'm teaching myself, so you know. Now, one thing that I will say is I don't do my face the way you may traditionally be used to seeing. I don't set my face. I use a setting spray. I did use it off camera today, but I use a setting spray. The only thing I set is my concealer with powder, and I set it with a powder foundation from MAC, and we will see that coming up here pretty soon. I am going to take some concealer. I'm mixing Maybelline's Age Rewind and Tarte Shape Tape in together, just to kind of like darken it up a little bit. And then I am going to buff that out with a brush because, again, I just don't know where my sponge at, okay? So we're doing that right there. Alright, so now what we're going to do is take Maybelline's Eye Studio Gel Liner in black, and we're going to put that on our waterline. Really just kind of like taking it on the same brush I did my eyebrows with, and yeah, just putting it on a waterline. Nothing much to see here because, you know, of course I made that impossible. So we're going to go to the next clip. So going back into our Dark Magic palette, we're going to take a pencil brush and add Inside Job, Mojo, and Temptress all to the same brush, and we're just going to buff that out on the lower lash line. This is a technique that I just started doing. I never really did it before, and I'm not just so great at it now, but girl, you know, fake it till you make it. It really does pull the look together, and once you add some lashes on, girl, can't tell us nothing. So now what we're going to do is set our concealer. We're using, I believe it's a MAC powder foundation, Studio Fix, I believe it is. We're just putting that all the places that we had our concealer, where we added our concealer earlier. So now what we're going to do is go in with our Black Radiance True Complexion palette. We're going to take the darkest color in there, and I don't want to say contour, but I guess, yeah, contour a little bit, bring some warmth to our face. We're going to do that. I usually put a blush in, mix a blush in with it here, but you know what, girl, I couldn't find it. So what we're going to do right now is, in that same palette, there is a highlighter in there. We're taking a brush and we're just adding some highlight to our face. I put it usually on the cheekbones, and then at the top bridge of my nose, and then on the bulb of my nose. Here what we're doing is we're just taking some eyebrow gel, and we're just setting those brows. It brings it, makes it a little bit darker. I believe this brand is LA Colors. But y'all see how I'm coming together? I'm starting to look like a woman. Yeah. Okay, now look, okay, I can talk about myself, okay? So That's what I can do. So basically right now what we're going to do is we're going to add some liquid lipstick. This is in the color Damn by Kat Von D. I really like this. I usually have to mix it up a lot just to create like an ombre look, and your girl, she really enjoys it. Fire me, because I cannot remember for the life of me what color I put in the middle of there. But you know, like I said, it's coming together. It's coming together. I bet y'all thought I forgot about my eyelashes. Nope. How could I forget about my eyelashes? What I'm doing right now is I am prepping for falsies, and I am coating my lashes with Better Than Sex mascara from Too Faced. I really do. I like this mascara. It's not my favorite. It's not my favorite, but I do like it. I'm using a free sample that I got from one of those stores that's got all my money. Now I'm going in with Voluminous by L'Oreal. Oh, I love this mascara. Now this is one of my favorites. It just coats your lashes so nice and black. Now from here, what I'm going to do is add highlight to my upper lip. It's just to make my lip look a little bit fuller up top. I have a thinner upper lip, so yeah, I'm doing that right there. Let's add a lash, girl. I like to use a duo glue with the brush when I'm putting my lashes on. I am new to the lash world. The lashes that I'm using today is some lashes that my sister got me off Amazon. I just trim them and cut them to my liking. I put the blue glue on the band, and I just kind of like let them sit and get tacky for about 45 seconds. I used this like little lash applicator that came with some Kiss lashes I had a while back, and I just add those to the eye. I'm still learning, but you know, I'm definitely maneuvering that. I hate a wonky eyelash, you know, nobody likes that. So what we're gonna do now is we're going to pop on a wig, and I'll see you in a minute. And this is the finished look. I think it came out really, really pretty and glowy. No, I'm just kidding. I like green on dark skin. I think it's really, really pretty. So, until next time, like, comment, subscribe, please. And I will see you in my next video.